Hey people, Injured here, welcome back to the Elite League show for Season 6, continuing our look at some group stage games. We're in Division B today, at the moment, on Seraph Palace, with a Grizzly Bear. This is LocalGhost with an Apothecary, support hero, fighting in melee combat. By default begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Up against is Sephiroth with a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. We've got the Night Lord's elite scheme with all the bat wings and lightning blast and stuff. Chaos Lord takes that central VP. Nothing they could do about it. Apothecary wanders off towards the southeast corner. We have this big line of points through the middle, bit like Siwal Frontier, turned on its side. Apothecary had a little rest there, but continues to keep melee in. Eats a Doom Blast which suppresses him. CSM can now turn and shoot. I said the CSM could, there we go. Bolt of fire to the back of the head. Chaos Lord chases off the Tactical Marines. Not a whole lot they can do about that. And Apothecary also leaves. Still being chased off, they're going for the garrison. Chaos Lord gets annoyed by this. Kill the weak on a retreating Apothecary to get some health back. Fair enough, we got scouts on the northwest VP there. And it's double Tactical Marines for LocalGhost and double Heretics for Sephiroth. If they can get double grenade launchers up, they can really wreck those Tactical Marines. The grenade launchers do pretty good damage to the heavy armor of the attacks. Might lead into Assault Marines, and then you can work on countering that with some more Heretics maybe, and your Chaos Lord of course. Shotgun blast scouts here. Got way too close, not sure what they were up to. There's a shotgun blast. Must be microing elsewhere, LocalGhost, to send those guys in like that. Looks like he's over here. Chaos Lord taking on an entire army, basically. Killed a weak hits, but must run away. Tactical Marines using their Kraken bolts there just to look pretty. Doesn't do anything to the Chaos Lord. Does not have heavy infantry armor on. Has taken this opportunity to mostly cap up this central path, this central road actually, of points here. Tactical Marines will take over that cap with their 50% faster capping trait. Those guys get their Aspiring Champion. Also can do a pretty good job for you against Tactical Marines in Tier 1. There's a heal though. The reason I prefer grenade launchers in a straight up fight is that Purification Rites heal from the Apothecary can really mess up Heretics if they're in melee. Did some good work on those Tactical Marines though, considering they got a heal and stuff. That's a lot of damage. Those Doom Blasts hurt. CSM in heavy cover have the advantage here over the Tactical Marines, but they are taking that away by getting into melee and most likely popping their Kraken bolts. There it is. Kraken bolts gives you 20% more damage to heavy infantry even in melee. Otherwise the CSM actually do a bit more melee damage. Here comes the Chaos Lord. Only lasts 10 seconds though. Kraken bolts has worn off. Chaos Lord hits a kill the weak again. Can they kill that fella? Maybe the Chaos Lord getting a smack would have done it. Did not seem interested in doing so. Northwest, Apothecary and Tactical Marines on capping duty. Oh, there are the scouts too, don't forget those fellas. Chaos Lord goes for the VP instead. We got Noise Marines up here for Sephiroth. These guys can shut down Tactical Marines by disabling their ranged weapons. Apothecary is going to go straight after these guys, I imagine, to try to tie them up. Force them to use the Cacophony, which might knock down their nearby allies. And also stops them shooting, but they're on the power here. Those Sonic Blaster can shake apart structures. Takes down 2 gens by targeting the center of them, and then they get shotgun blasted. Here comes the Chaos Lord, trying to help the power bash. There's a Cacophony, knock back on all surrounding units. Not sure how long it lasts actually. Typically you'll see Noise Marines using it to run away safely, but they're trying to stay in play here. Now have some support from Heretics at the Doom Blast. Got the Apothecary and the Tax. The Tax get healed. And they're still chasing the Noise Marines. Devastator's in play now for LocalGhost. Tax are pretty low. Noise Marines dropping a model too. Tax got very low, down to a single model. Devastators might have saved them there actually. Heretics pounced on them. Noise Marines back to the power. It's been decapped too. Heretics are persuaded to leave by heavy bolter fire. Chaos Lord is just hanging out. Not interested in capping. Does not bleed. What is this? Heretics. LocalGhost did node here. I think they could have definitely capped that. Sephiroth. But they are looking at tier 2 right now. And maybe a Blood Crusher. Just bash the power, although LocalGhost has a Flamer on Sephiroth's power. Can they get there in time to tie him up in melee? Down goes the node. But they might be able to save everything else. They did not go for the decap. Here come Heretics and Chaos Space Marines. I'd send those Chaos Space Marines into melee too, because these guys are going to have to retreat. I think they should have gone into melee. They popped their Kraken Bolts even though they were against the Heretics, which are not heavy infantry. Not sure about the Aspiring Champion actually. I don't think he is. I mean, he's wearing power armor obviously, but I believe in the game just counted as regular infantry. But the Crydd chases off the Noise Marines and gets on the cap, but they did not drop a further model. Just might as well pour some damage on the Apothecary here. Chaos Lord is sent flying, or sent running rather. Devastators are quite low. Tactical Marines down to 2 models too. It's not worth healing them though. They probably have max health on those 2 models. Heal the Devastators instead. 193 to 500. No VPs lost by Sephiroth so far. See if the Space Marines can ramp up in tier 2. If they can get to tier 2 in good time. Sephiroth is like 3/4 there. LocalGhost has not started the tier 2 yet and has a little way to go. Now has the devs in the mid though. Sephiroth will be looking for flanks most likely with the Heretics. Do they both have Aspiring Champions? No. These guys are still default. Very easily killed Heretics. They got some cool helmets with the Night Lords. Scouts coming to harass them. Not going to be able to get close with the shotgun blast there, and they take a lot of damage if they try to run in. Yeah, might as well retreat. Heretics only have 75 hit points per model at level 1 without the Aspiring Champion. Here comes a big old flank from Sephiroth now. Apothecary goes in, has the Sanguine Chainsword, allows him to brawl a bit more effectively with the heal on hit. Stay in combat. And maybe focus his heals on his units rather than himself, which they tend to do anyway, Apothecaries. Gonna see a full bash here, I believe, from LocalGhost. Or maybe not. Here comes the Chaos Lord. Only one of them has a Flamer, so can tie him up. Devastators are there though, taking a lot of damage as he comes in. They dodge to kill the weak, and it's well played from LocalGhost. Here comes a Blood Crusher that should shut down the Devastators, get around them. Doesn't want to run into Vengeance rounds though from the advanced targeting. Sonic Blaster does its job. They draw the melee. Heretics are there to counter initiate. No, they aren't. They go after the devs. Noise Marine's almost wiped there. Here comes the Blood Crusher. Speaking of almost wiped, Devastators might drop here. Heretics are trying to get it done. 7 hit points. I don't think they're quite fast enough to get another melee attack. The Devastator was at top speed there in retreat. Here's the Blood Crusher. It's a Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut. Counts as a demon for worship purposes but has vehicle armor. And some good DPS to single targets. Not the toughest vehicle around though. Only 600 hit points, good mobility. Need to use its abilities well to keep it relevant, I think. LocalGhost does go tier 2 and roasting some Heretics there. The node will fall. Chaos Lord can get on the decap if he's quick enough. There we go. Map is very, very blue right now. LocalGhost did a great job breaking out. Oh, Bloodletter's fighting in the background there, killing the Apothecary. Was a blood sacrifice Bloodletter group. You can see their energy fading. When energy runs out, they go back to the warp. That's a global ability of the Chaos Lord. He turned one of his Heretics into a temporary squad of Bloodletters. Apothecary gets back to his feet using the Laraman's Blessing global, which revives all allied heroes. Here comes the Blood Crusher though. What are you going to do about this fella? You are in tier 2. They can transition quite quickly to anti-vehicle Space Marines, and these guys, I'm pretty sure they can get a las cannon after this now, can't they? Pretty sure they can get missile launchers too, and in fact here comes a missile launcher to replace the Flamer. Oh, some friendly fire from the Blast Master Noise Marines there. turns them into a setup artillery team. Knock back on hit, but it won't knock back vehicles. But the carry gets wrecked. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. Almost went down. It's kind of sloppy. Some friendly fire on the Chaos Lord now. Doesn't strike me as very forgiving, so I'm gonna watch out. No, it's Marines. Did he hit him? No. So it's really satisfying when the missile launcher hits an infantry model. Horrible aim. 145 to 434. Local Ghost now has some Stern Guard veterans on the field. First Company Tactical Marines that can change their ammo to combat all targets. By default with their Kraken rounds there, good against heavy infantry and enemy heroes and sub-commanders. Need to swap to their Vengeance rounds to combat the Blood Crusher. That's what they tried to do, but now they're tied up. Missile launcher gets a hit though. Other carry chases off the heretics. Sephiroth starting to fade a little bit, although that's because they've saved up for tier 3. Local Ghost is now very much on equal footing, maybe even ahead in terms of armies on the field. A lot of VPs to make up though. Now we have a Librarian to support the Devastators with his Veil of Time. Can also support, of course, Tactical Marines with that speed boost to try and chase down the Blood Crusher. But removing the setup time from Devastators is such a big bonus. It's hard not to throw it on those guys. Blood Crusher went for a big long flank. But the carry being very aggressive is going to die in base here. And we get a sync kill. Levels up the Chaos Lord to 3. Meanwhile, in the mid, Blood Crusher scared off the Devastators, now taking missile hits though. Was the charge not available to get in those guys? Guess not. Could I charge him early or just take more shots? 104 to 419. A Dreadnought on the field for Sephiroth. They do not go tier 3. I was expecting a tank, but we got this fella instead. With an autocannon and a very mean looking close combat weapon doing heavy melee damage. Double cap here now for Local Ghost. Taking that line. Chaos Lord goes towards the northwest. It's not loaded so they can grab it. CSM with no upgrades whatsoever. So they've kind of faded out of relevance in the firefights, I think. Tactical Marines, especially with Apothecary support, and the Stern Guard especially, will wreck them with their Kraken bolts. Librarian, 4 staff on the field. Power melee weapon that gives the pretty awesome force barrier, which was improved so much in Elite Mod now that you don't need to channel it. Took the modders quite a while to figure that out, as I understand it. Years ago now. Might be a full power bash. Vengeance, Stern Guard the bash reasonably well. Blast Master misses everything somehow, and they're going to eat a grenade. Did it kill the model? It did not kill him. Blood Crusher seems confused. Doesn't want to go towards the Devastators from the firing arc, of course. Librarian pops Quickening. Gets straight in there. Wasn't Quickening buffed in 295? I believe it was. Gets a heal from the Apothecary. What level is this fella? Level 2. Very nearly level 3. His heal improves every level these days. Down goes the Blood Crusher. Power is uncapped, but heretics are taking that wreck point. There it is. Chaos Lord's had enough. Lightning Claws are up. 100 DPS power melee. And we have Dark Halo 2. Dropped in are some more Tactical Marines. Customized Stormbolter on the way can be used to shut down a very dangerous melee Chaos Lord with full auto by stunning him. 86 to 338. Dreadnought taking shots from Vengeance rounds, seems to be tanking them reasonably well, but now missile shot gunning. Those guys are pretty low on health. The mark of Corn Dreadnought. 100 DPS claws, 40 damage splash, and has a bit more health. 200 I think, yeah. Double cap here for Local Ghost. But that's gonna change. These fellas going for the VP or the wreck point? I imagine the VP at this point. Yeah, they can just queue up in order to go to the wreck. Heretic's going to harass some Tactical Marines. Now, what level are these fellas? Oh, these are the new guys, so they are going to be under threat from Heretics, especially with an aspiring champion. Oh, there's a Blood Rage. Or whatever it's called. What is it called? I've forgotten. It's absolutely wrecking these fellas, though. Destroyed. Bloodlust, that's it. Global ability of the Chaos Lord that improves the damage of units as they hit attacks. You get more of a bonus for melee attacks. Those tactical marines did not last long. CSM, still no upgrades for these fellas. Ouch, they're gonna die maybe as well. Yes, they do. Dreadnought kills a librarian. Taking missile hits, needs to get on those guys. Also taking vengeance rounds hits though. Devastators have run out of vengeance rounds dues, I guess. Apothecary goes for that central VP. 51 to 290. He's going to go down the Dreadnought here. Down he goes. I don't think it was a great call by Sephiroth. Bloodletters would have been better coming out, I think. Bloodletters would have been awesome. 36 to 290. Sephiroth lost a lot of stuff there, though. Can they recover? Big advantage now for LocalGhost. Still got a lot of VPs to make up, though. Gonna get a triple cap. Sephiroth needs to try and split and conquer. Has a level 4 Chaos Lord with some strong war gear, though. 1v1 is gonna 1v1 is gonna wreck anything on the field. Scouts with a very strange shotgun blast. Didn't knock anything over, and they seem to be moving while they did it. Maybe one of the models stopped, and they've gone sneaky mode. It's a swarm of heretics on the Apothecary here, who flees using the armor of the Apothecary and speed boost. Now going for Purification Vials. When did you last see Purification Vials purchased this late in the game? There's Bloodlust again. Those guys are using Bloodlust to cap. For the cap god, I think. Uh-oh. Just got vialed. Bloodlust doesn't make you cap faster, fellas. You should have done some fighting, I think. They got wiped by the vials. Sephiroth now has some bloodletters. Demons with power melee damage are going to teleport onto the Devastators, and they're going to have a really bad day because of this. In fact, I think they're just going to die. Yeah, retreated way too late. Got to retreat basically as soon as you see them, because if you retreat after they teleport, you have to tear your weapon up, you take tons of damage. That's them doing their warp shift out of existence, which is why LocalGhost didn't even shoot him. Can't take any damage when they're like that. Razorback on the way for LocalGhost. Try and keep the names consistent. Good special attacks from the Bloodletters there. Special attacks win fights. That was a good shot from the Blastmaster too. Uh-oh. And they shall know no fear from the Stone Guard veterans. Makes them knock back on melee attacks. At least have a chance to. Bloodletters having to warp shift again. Chaos Lord's on them though. Can't knock that fella back. Kills one pretty fast. There's your Razorback. Has a twin-linked heavy bolter and can reinforce units on the field. Transport them too. Here comes another Razorback. Heretics on the way for Sephiroth. Just needs some more capping power out at the moment, I think. We have a double cap for LocalGhost. Chaos Lord is pissed, going after the Razorback. I mean, doing a decent job getting rear armor hits. I think every single hit has been a rear armor hit so far. Stone Guard veterans in melee now. The Noise Marines, here come Heretics. Those are fresh Heretics though. They're gonna die so fast to this stuff. The damage the Chaos Lord's done. Apothecary hits him with the full auto. Throws up the Dark Halo, but there wasn't enough. Grenade on retreat path. Floats in midair. And did seem to hit, kind of. It like landed on top of this tank. Double Razorbacks. Las Cannon. Not yet, but the Havocs are up. 1-to-1 cap here. And they're going. That's the Bloodletter teleport. They might just turn to try and guard this VP cap here. Heretics grab the other VP. Oh, there's the vials. Just drop it at your feet since it's way more dangerous for a squad than it is for a single entity. Heretics are going to die. Melee to death by a Stormbolter Apothecary. Bloodletter's now trying to fight him off. Doing lots of damage very quickly. Gets a decap. Can't heal himself, doesn't have energy to do so. But can the... Yep. The Razorback can indeed shoot them down. Oh, those were blood sacrifice Bloodletters anyway. So there was no attempt to save them. You see the flag with the Stone Guard veteran popping out the top there. Full power bash here. Chaos Lord could kill the Apothecary quite quick, but he can also just jump into the Razorback or run away like this. Not sure I've seen Corn Worship used once. We have gone for an autocannon, so good damage to all targets. The Chaos Havoc autocannon is especially mean. Tons of DPS. But another Librarian. Chaos Lord goes for the decap. Shield is already gone though. Gonna take a bunch of damage from this stuff now. Might eat a grenade as well. I say grenade him. There it is. Couldn't stick around for that. Got the decap though. Meanwhile, Bloodletters are trying to fight a Razorback. Didn't work out. Look at the damage the autocannon did though at that range. 33 to 125. LocalGhost needs to be so careful with the VPs. Needs to really be on that central one. Can't get it decapped. Oh, they're not capping southeast here. Gonna get this stuff off the field first maybe, but a Chaos Lord's gonna just come and harass you again. There's Angels of Death from the Apothecary. Prevents all knockback as you saw there. Also provides a 50% damage resistance to all of your infantry. Pretty damn strong global. Razorback is parked up to spot anything coming here. And they go for the northwest VP. There's Veil of Time to speed them up from the Librarian. And I think LocalGhost has this. We got more Havocs on the way. Double autocannons, why not? Saw a lot of that in 3v3s for a while. Apothecary sprints over to the other VP. Level 6, leveled up really fast once he got that Stormbolter. Okay, still not far behind though. Halfway through level 5. There's the teleport. Not quite on the Stern Guard though, but they got that little passive teleport in there. Force barrier. Chaos Lord is pissed. Knocked back. Not allowed to fight stuff. Warp shifted Bloodletters to waste the Andation and no fear duration, I guess. Now they're going after Librarian. Do really well against single entities, Bloodletters, but there was just too much there for them to deal with. Here comes the Chaos Lord. Special attack immediately. Doesn't want to use Destructive Strike. Wants to save all of his energy for his Dark Halo shield. There's a GG though from Sephiroth. Triple cap for Grizzly Bear. Yeah, it was just quite tough to deal with the double Razorbacks. It was a shrewd choice at the end there for Grizzly Bear. I do think Sephiroth made the mistake of not going tier 3 when they could, or of not getting Bloodletters out when they got a Dreadnought instead. Dreadnought didn't bring that much. I mean, it had some decent kills and stuff. Noise Marines got level 4. Well done, fellas. What about the heroes? Level 6 and level 5, was it? Yep. Were they happy, guys? I'll see you in the next one. Back we are then on Greentooth Gorge, Division A this time, with long-time player on the blue side, GuruSkippy, as a commando knob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins in ranged combat with a twin-link shooter. It's a kind of fun orange and blue colour scheme, never seen this before. Angry orange orcs, I'm into it. On the red side, ValHero is a force commander, very good offense, fighting in melee, some strong disruption and support for the Emperor. And all that, we got some tactical marines, we have double shooter boys. Let's see if the commando can go and ruin the scout's day being all sneaky like. They're going to be on the VP over there. Oh, is the force commander going to stay there? Probably not, right? Might come up this east side though, or down the east side I guess. Commando's got to avoid him. Nothing can detect him quite yet. Unless they get really close. Okay, now we can go and mess with the scouts. Stun bomb. And then a couple of bursts of his weapon and the scout will die. Looks like he's leaving them alone for now. Gonna go and harass whatever's capping the power, I guess. But it's tactical marines and they are harder to harass than scouts. With a commando. Bolt pistol shot, bolt pistol shot. What are you, John Wick? Go and fight him. There we go. Smack. Bolt pistol shot. That fella died. And then he turned around. Trying to break line of sight from the shooter boys. Got more scouts on the way. And triple shooters here for GuruSkippy. First power purchase, most likely going to be that scout sergeant to spot the commando being all sneaky. Force commander just hanging out over there. Shooters have had enough. Capping their side of the map. Looking for something to shoot, and it's going to be some power, I think. What's the commando up to? He's in melee with scouts. Headbutting, smacking him with his gun. Like 3 melee attack animations just for the commando. I love the detail they put into the melee combat in this game. Stun bomb only hits 1 tactical marine, so he stands there awkwardly. Sluggers have found him. Grenade. That was a beautiful attempt by ValHero, but GuruSkippy was live to it and dodged that grenade. Tried to put it right in their path as they chased the tactical marines. Scouts got away with 2 models. What's going on over there? Lots of DACA for the force commander. Gets a good special attack though. Now he's in amongst them. 40 DPS melee weapon on this guy. Can tear down shooter boys pretty fast. Here he is standing in heavy cover to negate a lot of their damage while he gets bolt pistol shots in, and he's taken out those shooter boys. Good little passage of play by ValHero. Needs to be careful though, those are sluggers and they won't shoot him, they'll smack him. They're trying to bait his battle cry so it doesn't knock him over. Looks like he's found an avenue of escape and gets away. There's a cool little skirmish over there. We got more sluggers. Awesome. GuruSkippy going for a horde of boys. And why not? Those guys are chasing some tactical marines. Might eat a grenade here. You can try to lure units into melee with you and kind of drop a grenade at your feet sometimes. Because it can be a little bit difficult to get away out of melee combat once you're in it. Take a little bit of time. You've got to turn and rotate and accelerate away. Assault Marines for ValHero. They might be swamped by double sluggers. Also, the commander can put pressure on with his knife. Those guys can get their burners for a couple of power weapons. And some health too. Don't think we've seen any upgrades for any of the boys yet. And they don't have any gens up either. Lots of DACA though. Plenty of that. Those tactical marines almost dropped another model. Here comes the force commander. Already took a bunch of damage getting in. Maybe he didn't heal up fully. There are the assault marines though in the background, and those guys are going to be bullies to these shooter boys. 400 hit points of heavy armor per model. And they can jump on you like this. Disrupting you when they land and breaking stuff. Commander can't really do much about them right now when they're in his face like that. Of course, Commander continues to get kills on retreat. There's the battle cry going off. Makes him do special attacks for 10 seconds, and every time he does one, we get this damage bonus for his nearby units, which stacks up. So the more special attacks you can get, the better. So timing is important with your battle cries. Try to maximize it. It's 10% per. So you can get 20-30% bonus from the battle cry. I'm not sure how long each individual burst lasts and how long they'd overlap for. But I think they last long enough for you to get 30%, especially if you're stuck in a melee fight. 496 to 500 assault marines with a good jump to stop the charge of the sluggers, but now they're up against it. Double sluggers and double shooters on them. Can they get away without a model loss? It's gonna be close. They can't. Commander didn't even bother headbutting them or something. Shooter boy is grabbing the central VP. ValHero probably thinking about their tier 2, and they'd love to get a dreadnought. But will they? It's a big investment a walker in tier 2. Well, for space marines anyway. Some of them walkers be cheap. Sluggers are on the power. Smacking it up pretty good. Shooter boy support here. Might get 2. I don't think they'll get 3 because there's a grenade in there. Ready to chuck. They got 2. Should get out, I think. Yeah, they got out. Well played, GuruSkippy. But can ValHero line up a retreat grenade here? Not sure if they're close enough. Needed to get moving a little bit sooner, I think. They wanted to avoid some shooter boy fire, maybe. Double shooters here to try and contest. Joining the other. Superman's doing a little passive leap onto them. Force commander levels to level 2. Done some good work with his bolt pistol, hasn't he? It's a pretty good bolt pistol these days. Isn't it like 17 or 18 DPS, something like that? Commando's off capping. Did any of them get an upgrade or wargate or anything? They did not. They didn't go tier 2 that far before ValHero either. Although their only power expenditure was a Scout Sergeant and these Assault Marines, which are 45 power these days, aren't they? Feels so weird for Assault Marines to be 45 power. They've been 50 power forever. They are 500 rec 50 power in retail, aren't they? So much more over there. Notorious player Holy Hammer once called Assault Marines flying knobs in tier 1. That's how much he didn't like facing him, I guess. Good old Holy Hammer. What is he doing now? He's from Hungary, I believe. Very, very highly skilled player. He went 6 months in a row winning the ESL tournaments that they used to do for Dawn of War 2, I believe. Assault Marine jump here. I don't think they can knock back all 3. Sluggers are going to be there to counter-initiate. There's a jump. They got 1 and a bit of them. Bolter fire to support. Potential grenades. Here comes the Force Commander. Oh, there's for the Emperor. Cast on the Assault Marines. Not often you see it put on Assault Marines, actually. That's a global buff from the Force Commander, buffing the damage by, I think, 25%. Ouch. Usually you see it put on a las cannon or maybe tactical marines with a missile launcher to get a vehicle kill or something. Or vengeance rounds, devastators too. But some good work there for the Assault Marines. We got a Death Dread on the field for GuruSkippy. Can slice you up with its various saws and snappy tweezer things. Got around 70 heavy melee DPS, and Burners and Bits is already on it. 300 more hit points, some flame DPS. Very good at taking down generators. Looks like it's going for him. There's such an awkward walking animation, but it's so perfect too. They can transition. Oh, we got a missile launcher already, actually. They can also get a Melter Bomb. Force Commander himself can get a Thunder Hammer, but, sorry, a Power Fist. But he might want to get the Thunder Hammer with the amount of orcs he's facing here. Look how quickly it burns stuff down. The gens are already gone. Gonna get at least 1 missile launcher here, I think. Yep, I'm not sure why those tactical marines got so close there. They could have shot it from further away, I think. That's a bit weird. It's like they wanted to melee the Dreadnought, the Death Dread. Scouts could get a sneaky grenade, maybe. 2 of them, in fact. They got the node down. Their bolters won't do anything to the vehicle arm of the Death Dread. Good grenade, and well dodged by GuruSkippy. It's Devastators now for ValHero. Good grenade again. That one was not dodged, and they got 4 kills off it. Give them a medal. Or a purity seal, or whatever you give scouts. Power armor, I guess, when they've done well. Sluggers here down to 3 models be capping. Fully matured rec point being decapped there, which is always stinging for the player getting decapped. Map looks very blue. Commando. The damage that gun of his does. Seems to have really good accuracy while moving. I think it used to be, years and years ago, full accuracy while moving. But I think that was changed at some point. And so many changes back and forth over the years. Did his job, mess with the scouts, and runs away. Where is the Death Dread? Is it safe? It is. Sluggers can repair it. I don't know how. They just think real hard, and it happens, I think. There's only 2 of them in his squad, and there they are repairing. Look at them. Thinking so very hard. The other sluggers have burners and a knob leader, so they are exponentially more dangerous to fight now. The knob leader has a power melee weapon. Those burners are also power melee weapons, and they get a bit more health from having the burners. The Slugger Knob himself is like 350 hit points, I think, which is a fair chunk. Maybe it's 400. I think it's 350. Where are the devs? They've gone for advanced targeting, gives them vengeance rounds, and they still retain their abilities to suppress if they're not using the vengeance rounds. Commander's being sneaky. Going to be spotted by the scouts though. He gets too close. There he goes. Getting suppressed. Going to chuck his stun bomb and run. Nope, just runs. Could have approached that a little bit with a little bit more finesse there, GuruSkippy. I know orcs and finesse are not usually said in the same sentence. I guess they didn't know that the Devastators were there, right? As soon as they did know, they should have chucked a stun bomb. Maybe they weren't close enough to throw it on the devs, but they could have thrown it on something. Maybe facilitated a little push there. But GuruSkippy tries to get away clean. Melter bomb though is up on the assault squad. Did they use it already? They might have. Or that might have been them trying to get close enough. That was a good shot from the Weird Boy. Holy crap! That's such a good basic attack. Doing plasma cannon damage with that staff of Orky magicness. But his brain is hanging out of his head, which is always fun. Some more repairs now for the Death Dread. The Assault Marines are so low. Are they going to stay in the field? I think they're going to try and cap. Yeah, they're trying to cap. Commando's been spotted again, which makes him really upset. That's a really good shotgun blast. Hit the Commando and 3 squads of shooter boys. That was amazing. Some of it was domino knockback, I think. Starting to retake the mid here, ValHero, and looking strong. No war gear for the Force Commander. Done really well for a Force Commander with no war gear. What's this? It's Tactical Marines, of course. And they're getting their sergeant immediately, suggesting they are going to turn into Stern Guard veterans. I mean, they just got here. 460 to 412. Weird Boy with another amazing shot. He's so good at dealing with clumps of enemy infantry. Down go those sluggers, by the way. Big over dare throw from the Weird Boy. With these bigger brains. More health. Got some really good support as well, the Weird Boy. Is that friendly fire? No, I think that exploded a Assault Marine. Good push from GuruSkippy. Weird Boy adds some real unpredictability to those pushes. Is he going to warp bomb at me? Is he going to throw things into our back lines? Or is he just going to shoot me with his staff and take half the health of my Marines? He could throw his zap in there, of course, as well. Scout for the grenade attempt, but it's too far away. Are they going to shoot them on retreat? Are they going to bother? They did not. Tier 3 for GuruSkippy. Who needs to upgrade the boys? And you can just go tier 3. Smack. Of course, Commander did get the decap. Couldn't quite finish the cap, though. Death Dread's got a little bit of XP. Commando got a decap on the VP on the east side, but they might go down. They do go down. That was close. Missile. I think that missile hit the Death Dread. Wasn't just a wayward shot at the Commando, was it? You notice that the Weird Boy has tons of energy. That's because his abilities are really expensive and he needs to be around orcs that use Wa to get his energy back. I'm not actually sure if it works. Does it work if you're around allied orcs that use Wa, or is it only your own? I'd hope that it worked with your allies. Assault Marines here. Only the Sergeant is left. What are they doing? Are we going to see a drop pod to reinforce? We are. Are they close enough? Okay, they're getting closer. Sluggers are being sneaky with hide the boys from the Commando. There's a drop pod to reinforce all that stuff. Assault Marines jumping in. They're going to push. There's the vengeance rounds from these devs, or maybe it's already used. There it is. Popped it way too late though to hit the Death Dread. Death Dread is in there, taking missile hits, but also ripping through the devs. There's the warp vomit from the Weird Boy. Big AoE stun that does not do friendly fire or friendly stun. I don't think it actually does any damage. I don't think so. Death Dread trying to flee now. Missile hit. Nope, I think that missile was for the... was aiming at the shooter boys there. Can they get their melter? They're trying to get the melter, I think. And that would finish off the Death Dread. I think it's 150 damage, isn't it? They can't quite get close enough. They have to stop for a second to like start the throw animation. Every time they stop, it gets too far away. It's in base now. Do they risk it? I'd probably risk it. It is getting repaired. I think it's got enough health now to survive a melter. So they're just going to jump away. Yeah, lest they take a weird boy shot. Commando's still down and twitching. Stone Guard veterans are indeed on the field from ValHero. These are first company tactical marines that can change their ammo to combat all targets. Start with Kraken rounds loaded in. Good versus heavy infantry and heroes. Probably going to see them switch to their Hellfire. Acid rounds for light infantry, damage over time. Shooter boys 8 a grenade. Tactical marines out here with a single model. Oh, there's a sergeant. They're fine now. Stone Guard are not moving. Busy macroing these assault marines, I guess. 417 to 318. Chasing down the weird boy. Took actually a lot of damage there. Here comes Sluggers though, being sneaky. Assault marines turn and go for the VP. Being spotted by the scouts a little bit. I think they spotted one of the Sluggers there. But it doesn't mean that ValHero spotted them. So much damage so quickly. Shotgun blast saves this assault marines, and so does the Devastators. They're just going to need to run here. Are they going to run? There we go. They popped their Swampum, but it's not enough to get in. Map is very, very red. And a tier 3 for ValHero. Tried a grenade, got one of them. GuruSkippy is very close to affording a Nob Squad. They might be going for a battle rug. I know that they have so much power because they've upgraded so little. We typically see at least one upgrade on all of the shooter boys, but you got nothing. Power bashing here by ValHero. They should switch to Vengeance rounds for a quicker bash. I guess it's quick enough. There we go. There's a Vengeance rounds. Good against vehicles, super heavy infantry, and I guess slightly better versus buildings. I'm not sure if that's like one of the design goals of Vengeance rounds, to be good at bashing power, but they're pretty good at it. 321 to 318. 317 to 318 even. Power bashing orcs. It's always rough to get power bashed just as you get to tier 3. And Nob Squad is on the way. Very choppy infantry indeed. One of the few times that the description there actually makes sense. Most of them are just random words, it seems. Another hit on the scouts by the weird boys. Got a few of those. 299 to 318. Sluggers moving in with Swampum up. Swampum reduces their range damage taken and improves their speed slightly. The Warp Vomit didn't actually hit the Heavy Bolter model there, but they still managed to get in on it. Here comes the Nob Squad. Elite melee infantry that can go toe-to-toe with anything in the game. Heavy melee damage with those huge choppers. Tons of health. And some really powerful upgrades. Looks like they already have Meaner and Greener, which allows them to pop Frenzy and become immune to suppression, take way less damage as well. And I think a little damage buff, unless that was removed. I know at one point it was on the cards to be removed. Nob Leader will most likely be next for those guys. It's a very mean Nob Leader to lead Nobs. Oh yeah, Terminator Force Commander we spotted there, if you didn't notice. He's getting his lightning claws, wants to fight those Nobs. Melee superiority upgrade. 95 power melee DPS with a splash that can tear through stuff. Is it enough? Is a single Force Commander with the lightning claws enough for a whole squad of Nobs? I would say no. They've got their Ooze Jammers, before the Nob Leader. 295 to 286, 2-1 cap for GuruSkippy. Here comes that Force Commander. This guy's now immune to suppression and can teleport. Can still use his battle cry, of course. Somebody's jumping in. Are they going to melt a bomb? They might be saving it for most of the strike. Nope. Everything ran from the Force Commander. Even the Nob Squad backed the hell away from him there. Stone Guard using the Vengeance rounds on the Death Dread. They just ate the Melter and the Missile Shot. Might go down. In fact, here come the Nobs though. Popping their Frenzy. Would it have been better to get the Thunderhammer? He's going for straight up DPS against them. Although Battlecry does still allow him to disrupt them quite well. It's not a 360 knockback though like the Thunderhammer. Big retreat there. mean, what else are you going to do when there's a Nob Squad on ya? Terminator Force Commander teleports away. 295 to 249. Very close, actually, on the VPs here. What is this? It's Scouts just getting that VP back. 2-1 for GuruSkippy. Going to turn into a 2-1 for ValHero. Maybe. It's a good grenade. That did really good damage. I think that hit every model there. Surprised we haven't seen the Nob Leader. Suggests that GuruSkippy just wants to get another Nob Squad instead. I think you should get the Nob Leader before the hammers in general. Unless the population increase means you can't get something else you want, I suppose. Good special. Oh, it's a 360 knockback with his lightning claws. I did not realise that. Yes, definitely 360. Look at that. Here comes a Nob Leader. But he's dealing with them very well. Nobs are heavy infantry, so they are shrugging off some of the damage from those shotguns over there. Here's Cool the Boys, a global ability for all of the Orc heroes that fully reinforces squads around the hero. It's pretty damn strong. But yeah, the Force Commander did very well against the Nobs. Who needs a Thunderhammer? 360 knockback, it's more DPS than a Thunderhammer and splash damage. Way more expensive, of course, to get a Terminator Force Commander and then Lightning Claws. You also have to wait until tier 3. Stone Guard get their Hellfire rounds to go after the Weird Boy. Need to switch to Kraken rounds to fight the Nobs though, effectively, although they're switching their attention to... Nope, they're using Dragonfire rounds, which is weird. It's good against units in cover and garrisons, so those guys are out in the open, I think, unless this Crater was giving them cover. I think it was. That's why they used it. Well played by ValHero. Here comes a Whirlwind now. Help them disrupt the Nobs and to a lesser extent the Sluggers, which are still pretty dangerous if they can get in. It's a good grenade. Oh, good attempt at a grenade. Fraction of a second too early there. Wonder if these guys will go Plasma Gun soon. Doesn't have the power for it now. 291 to 206. Really needs this Whirlwind purchase to pay off. If the Nobs get close to that Whirlwind, they're going to destroy it so fast. And especially risky with a Commando on the field. You can sneak around with a rocket launcher in tier 3. Where is he actually? I haven't seen him for a while. He's got stick bombs now. And a Mega Boom Kit. I bet I've missed a lot of cool Commando stuff while I've been watching the Nob Squad smack stuff around. And get smacked around indeed. What is this? Oh, Terminator Force Commander is wrecking a bunch of Sluggers. Runs away though. Nob Squad get disrupted by the Whirlwind, so now GuruSkippy knows that it's around. Oh, we got a tank up. Just got a tank up. The Whirlwind does have a Hunter Killer missile, but it's not enough alone to take a tank out. I thought we were just going to see two Nob Squad. So that's pretty damn difficult to deal with. I guess maybe they're thinking that ValHero could potentially, eventually get Assault Terminators with Lightning Claws, and those guys do beat the Nob Squad 1 versus 1, even if they use their Frenzy. Looted Tank, the first shot was pretty good. Good tank, the Looted Tank. Decent amount of hit points, got some good upgrades. It was better before when it could use the big boom shot thing before the upgrade. Now you need to purchase the armor upgrade to use it. I don't think the Commando's going to get away from here. Yes, and kill. Chainsaw to the sternum. 241 to 203. Solidifying their position in the mid is ValHero, trying to stabilize over there. Shooter's doing the right thing, going for the VP, trying to drag stuff over. Don't need much though, just send the Assault Marines to jump him, and they can't do anything. More Shooter Boys are here. Level 3 and level 2, and no upgrades on these fellas. The resources have been spent well though, you've got to say. Weird Boy's done really well. Nob Squad, basically always a solid purchase, if you can afford them, and now we have a Looted Tank. Commando has been repurchased here, which is why GuruSkippy is quite low on resources, requisition especially. Well, and power. but they didn't spend power to get the commando back. Only at plus 24, ValHero at plus 29. ValHero has 2 nodes, yeah, and they only have 1. 230 to 203. If you're wondering where the other 10 power comes from, it comes from your HQ. What's the commando going to do here? Still no rocket launcher. Would make very short work of the whirlwind. I guess the scouts are stopping him doing his regular sneaking. Only one of them remains though. Level 2. That's a lot of war banners. These fellas have been busy. I thought they were meant to be limited to 3. Maybe that limit was just removed at some point. These will provide like a constant war bonus. And I assume it stacks. And there's the frazzle, I think they call it. I'm not sure what they call it now. Which gives you a big war bonus. And here we go. Got ready with the war banners, didn't they? Don't get to see that very often. Big push from GuruSkippy. Here comes the Terminator Force Commander. Look at that disruption with the lightning claws. Tank is going after the whirlwind, but goes down, gets las cannoned and tactical missile launched to death. Terminator Force Commander did a lot of disruption, but the knobs and the sluggers do get him down, and they're relatively healthy still actually. Commando is going for rocket launcher. 50 power for this thing gives you some indication of how good it is. On a hero that can sneak and has some good mobility options with his grappling hook and stuff, it's super strong. Like 2 shots on rear armor I think would take that thing down. Knob squad now up to full strength with their ooze choppers, knob leader and level 2. Over 4,500 hit points on a squad that can retreat and has frenzy. Not easy to completely wipe them out. It really isn't easy. Stone Guard using their Kraken bolts, doing some good damage to the heavy infantry armor of the knobs. Meanwhile, Weird Boy is a little bit behind. Usually you'll see him relatively close to the knobs to set up things with his warp vomit to try to support them. There was Frenzy pop there. Frenzy is expensive to use. It's 75 red and it only lasts 8 seconds and it has a 60-second cooldown, so you do need to be mindful of how often and when and where you use it. And there's this. Sluggers get the cap on the Western VP. 2-1 now for GuruSkippy. Whirlwind disruption continues to be an annoyance for GuruSkippy. The scouts are off the field though, right? Yeah, let's go and sneak and wreck it. It's driving forward. Didn't they see the commando here? Oh, they didn't even bother to get on rear armor. Oh, he got disrupted. Why didn't they go forward more? That was weird. And the whirlwind is still not moving. Right in the crosshairs now for the tactical marines. Big knockback. Should have got another shot on the whirlwind there, since the whirlwind has quite a long delay between shots, and now the scouts are in. I feel like GuruSkippy could have got the kill on the whirlwind. It's possible that they couldn't see it there once they got knocked back by the whirlwind shots, and maybe they assumed that it moved away. Well, scouts just got dackered to death. Lots of nice buffs from the war banners for these shooter boys. Remember, we are seeing both of the players' point of views in terms of fog of war, so GuruSkippy couldn't necessarily see what we could see there. Force 1 is still down. Assault Marines getting their sergeant back. There he is. Here comes a knob squad though. They might just go straight for the whirlwind. They might get hit once by it, but they won't get hit twice unless the whirlwind moves immediately. Sluggers being sneaky. I think they're going to go for the whirlwind here. Hide the boy is used on them from the global bar of the commandos. Nope. Assault Marines get stuck. They did not go for the whirlwind. They went for the Assault Marines. Orbital bombardment on the mass of war banners. Didn't do a good job destroying them, did they? Only took one of them out. GuruSkippy has tons of resources now. Well, tons of requisition. What is this? It's sluggers. They're going to get the whirlwind. Down it goes. Really surprised how brazen ValHero was with it there. 167 to 142. Oh, shooter boys wiped. Those are the first shooter boys to go down though. They did so much work. for GuruSkippy, considering the investment. Was it 270 rec or something for Shooter Boys now? Didn't make any other investments in them. Still got to go for the garrison. Or do they? Warp Vomit says no. Lose a model almost immediately to the Nob Squad, but they do get in there. Oh, or not. That guy got hit when he was inside the garrison. I mean, if something starts their attack animation, generally, they will hit. Even if you get inside a building, apparently. There's Merciless Strike. Big special attack from the Nob Squad there. I feel like you don't see special attack from the Nobs very often. It's a big hit. 159. 1-0-0. It's a double cap for GuruSkippy. They've played it pretty damn well in Tier 3, I think. Aside from the instance where they could have taken a whirlwind, I think they've done pretty much everything pretty well. And you can't always avoid the Force Commander knocking you over left and right. So they've been caught in that a few times. Here he is, by the way. Lost the indicator for him. And they found some sluggers to rip through. 159 to 71. Another looted tank on the west side this time. Almost takes out those Stern Guard veterans. In fact, it's chasing. It's chasing. But does not get the last shot. Gonna come and shoot the Terminator Force Commander instead. This fella, by the way, has heavy infantry armor. So not super heavy like other Terminators. And not commander armor like other heroes. He's a special snowflake. Just got warp vomited and then bludgeoned to death by orcs though. 159 to 62. Looks like GG maybe for GuruSkippy. ValHero can repurchase Force Commander, but that means they're not getting anything else up anytime soon. And I think GuruSkippy has his number with the warp vomit and the now level 4 Nob Squad. 5,500 hit points on those fellas. What are you to do? I mean, at this point, trying to rebuild while trying to deal with a level 4 Nob Squad, very, very difficult. I think GuruSkippy has this with a triple cap. Commandos on the way. Here comes some Tactical Marines. Oh, that's a reinforcement. That wasn't a Tactical Marine drop. And we're going to see the Foot of God. Look at the Wid Boy. That's cool. Getting into it. Well, GuruSkippy takes it then. Was an enjoyable game. Some high level stuff. I like the use of the Force Commander early on with his bolt pistol. And the Commando started to shine towards the end. Level 6. And of course the Terminator Force Commander cannot level up. Because he's a weirdo. Was back on his feet though. Thank you for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Back we are then on Ashes of Typhon in Division B, I think. Say hello to the Crydd. Or is it the Crydd? Why are there two D's in your name? It's a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. That looks like a custom badge. I don't understand sometimes why I see them and sometimes I don't. It's supposed to be transferred over when you play with a player, but I've tested that sometimes and it doesn't happen. Up against Wise Windu with a Tech Marine. Starts off in ranged combat, puts out some good damage and can support with structures and repair. The Lamenters scheme here. Sorcerers just run all the way up the map, is he? To piss off the Tech Marine, I think. Heretics are a cap-in. So are the Scouts. I assume they're going to try and run up this west side and make a nuisance of themselves. Tactical Marines have found a Sorcerer. He's already taken some hits from the Tech Marine. Doom Bolts was okay. Don't think you could get a model off it though, buddy. Nope. Special attack though. Sorcerer always seems to get the special attacks at the right time, doesn't he? Although didn't hit with that one. It would have been amazing. CSM. I'm going to take some... Oh, there's only light cover, is it? Volcanic rocks are light cover. But sometimes like a railing is heavy cover. Dawn of War 2 logic fear. Oh, Kraken bolts are all hitting that single model, and I don't think he's in cover. It's a lot of damage. That guy's gonna fall over. There he goes. That was slightly lucky the way that worked out by Wise Windu there. He got scouts up. They could try maybe to skirt around and negate the cover. I think the tactical marines are going to melee here. Well, they're quite low, maybe not. Maybe send the scouts in melee just to annoy them. Noise marines on the way for the Crydd. Tech Marine, I'm sure, wants that plasma gun in tier 2. Sorcerer, the Doom Bolts. Good hit on the scouts, took half the hit points, evenly spread. They got a decap though. Calm under fire, or under warp fire, whatever that stuff is. Heretics, get the hell out of there before they can get shredded by the Tech Marine's bolt gun. Tactical Marines were idle for a few seconds there. I'm going to try and cut that down as much as you can, especially in a 1v1. Noise Marines are up. They have that Sonic Blast that can shut down ranged weaponry and attacks. Does some good damage too and can shake apart structures. They're going to go up the west side to the power. Are they? Nope. Through the mid. Big blob of stuff here to shoot at. Heretics in support. They can infiltrate, of course, with their Tzeentchian worship. Still giving chase. Try to whittle them down with bolt fire. Can't quite get close enough to start firing that Sonic Blaster though. Oh, suddenly an aspiring champion, just as they got into that melee charge there. Force them off fully. Gonna say a power bash on the node. Yep, Tech Marines off the field. And they still have that Eastern VP, the Crydd. The Submarines though now for Wise Windu could try to force the cacophony off those guys, which would make it harder for the Heretics to get damage on them too. What is this? It's the Sorcerer, of course. Gonna decap the VP. Got Havocs up now for the Crydd. Could try to bait the jump from the Assault Marines so the Noise Marines can still do their thing. Makes it easier for the Heretics to get on them if they're just defending Havocs and not Cacophony and Noise Marines. We've got Flamers. Well, a Flamer. Why don't you all get one, fellas? Have the others been naughty? That starter gun is so good, isn't it, for the Tech Marine? I think it's like 33 DPS. I don't think they killed one though. Maybe I'm lying, maybe it's horrible. CSM, I don't think they ever reinforced the model they lost. Efficiency from the Crydd. 428 to 434 very early on. Double cap here for the Crydd. That was a jump. Cacophony doesn't knock them over until the knockback immunity runs out from their jumping. 2-to-1 cap here still. I love those Noise Marine kicks. They're staying in this combat way too long. They should have used the Cacophony to retreat. He must be looking at something else pretty important. Havoc's being chased by Tactical Marines. They're using their Kraken Bolts. Now they're just shooting at the gens. Heretics should be able to stop them getting something after that generator at least. Probably, yeah. Retreated just in time. Oh, they took some unnecessary hits and lost a model. Slightly unlucky maybe for Wise Windu. Looking at their health. Well, I guess they were due for a model loss. They stayed there a little bit too long. Now they're in amongst Assault Marines. And the Assault Marines don't want that fight. They start Doom Blasting. It's a bad trade for them. If they drop a model, and there's a decent chance they will. Well, enough of a chance for it to be a risk not worth taking, I suppose. That all changes in tier 2, of course, when you get their Merciless Strike from their Sergeant. And they can start wrecking Heretics. With a good strike, of course. If you mess up your Merciless Strike, you can do anything. CSM forward capping. This is already taken, though, most likely by the Scouts at some point. More Tactical Marines in. They did lose Scouts at some point, Wise Windu. I don't know if I even caught that. Too busy wittering on. Didn't quite get their rec point back, but there's a lot of stuff here to deal with the Assault Marines. And that was at least hitting 2 models, that Sonic Blaster wave of fire there. Got one of the models, almost got 2 of them. Heretics down to 2 models, they'll try to cap now. Gonna shut down the Tech Marine's bolt gun and force him to back the hell off. Scouts taking the VP, leveling up. Why did he level up for? Who died? weird. Did a heretic die? No, they still got two fellas. Over here though. Oh, because these guys died. The CSM are wiped, and the Tech Marine must have hit them at some point, I suppose. Completely missed that happening. They only had two models, I think. They probably got crack and bolted. While the Crydd, like me, was watching elsewhere. And those Marines hitting all three of those Tactical Marine models. The Crydd has some catching up to do. They are in Tier 2 in good time. A Blood Crusher would have been good, I think, but they might be nearing the point where that's not the case any longer. They're going for it. It does take a while to get a Blood Crusher out. They've got quite a long build time, I think, because the early rushes were such a problem on the Blood Crusher's release. So many posts saying how do I deal with the Chaos Dog, as people called them, the giant Chaos Dog. Well, anti-vehicle weaponry is how you deal with it. 420 to 254. Blood Crusher might be able to stop this power bash. These fellas don't have a flamer. Sword of Flame is on for the Chaos Sorcerer. Not often you see this purchased by itself. I mean, it's a decent weapon, but typically you see him wreath himself in fire and then teleport on someone's face and then take him on. Chasing around these Assault Marines here. They got one gen with pure Boltify, that was pretty good. Here's the Blood Crusher. A demon with vehicle armor. Looks pretty cool with his colour scheme. Doing bolts. Doesn't seem to do a whole lot. Sometimes it's like the most damaging thing in the game. Sometimes it whiffs. Somebody's going to jump him. Heretics are there. The Blood Crusher is giving chase to the Tech Marine though. Doom Blast and Sonic Blasters. Got a model. They have picked off Marines here and there. Definitely, and they wiped those scouts earlier at some point. Have they got an answer to the Blood Crusher? It looks like it's going to be Devastators. No son of a missile launcher. Keeping their options open. I wonder if the devs going to get a Las Cannon or just Vengeance rounds. Las Cannon's a very hard vehicle counter. Maybe a bit over the top for a Blood Crusher, but they're going for it. I mean, you want to kill the thing. And Las Cannons can still bash power and stuff after. And that's what the Blood Crusher does. Forces your enemy to maybe overcommit to anti-vehicle. I don't think a single Las Cannon is overcommitting though. Gonna get a melter. How often do people use the blind grenade that comes with thunder and lightning? It seems to be melter or nothing. Sorcerer drops. They did get a full power bash and the Blood Crusher gets away safely. Now that it's away safely, he can be way more careful. He knows there's a Las Cannon out there, can look for flanks, look for using these big line of sight blockers, and also maybe get out of trouble with the Sorcerer, although he's on the floor near Wise Windu's base. That might be tough. Here come Bloodletters for the Crydd. A good choice. They'll mess up the Devastators. Basically mess everything up pretty badly. Bloodletters are demons with power melee weapons. Blood Crusher's hanging out there. Bloodletters popping up, and you do benefit greatly from worship, as does the Blood Crusher. I don't think we've seen a single burst of worship from the Crydd. Las Cannon tries to shoot the heretics and misses. There's a jump on the Havocs. Bloodletters are right there though. So is the Blood Crusher. The Blood Crusher takes a Las Cannon hit. The Assault Marines are acting very strangely. What is going on here? Oh, there we are. It looked like they were doing a staggered jump, but they all jumped. Grenade, and the Blood Crusher goes down as well. Bloodletters, wow, wiped out the Las Cannon so fast. And the Blastmaster is shutting down the Tactical Marines' weaponry. They need to run away though. They do run away. Bloodletters having a massive impact here. Down go the Tactical Marines. Holy crap. Just brought it around. A very costly power bash from Wise Windu, and it didn't even get a full bash. I mean, it did get a Blood Crusher. Were there more heretics? I forget. Who can tell these things? There's lots of dead heretics here. We still do have an aspiring champion squad alive. Would you call heretics a squad? I'm not sure what their protocols are like. It's a gaggle of heretics. Or cultists, I guess. Why did they change that name? I like the name cultists from Dawn of War 1. And they're called that on the tabletop, aren't they? Weird that they called them heretics. Kind of a generic term. 274 to 208. I wonder if there's some kind of weird licensing restriction. I think they should rename them to cultists in Elite Mod. Why not? 266 to 208. And a 2-1 for Wise Windu. Got a Dreadnought on the field. Bad news for the Bloodletters. The Submarine's jumping out. Dreadnought doesn't want to get involved. Did they see it? I don't know if they saw it there. These guys are not upgrading, so I don't think they saw it. Oh, they might have now. They must have now. Yeah. Marco Zink's on the way from the Havocs. Dreadnought has found the Assault Marines and they jumped the hell away from it. Sorry, found the Bloodletters. The Assault Marines did jump, but they are not scared of the Dreadnought unless he gets possessed. Bloodletters are giving chase. It's a risky chase. The Dreadnought will catch up eventually, especially if the Assault Marines turn to fight, but that would be really risky for the Assault Marines. They're just trying to keep this thing tied up so it can't set up and fire the last cannon on the Dreadnought. Flamer is going. Meanwhile, Noise Marine's got a full power bash, and they're going to kill the Tech Marine here. Wise Windu's completely forgot about him while these guys are chasing. Did he go down? One hit point got away. Assault Marines jump over the Bloodletters and get the cap. 238 to 208. 2-1 here for Wise Windu. Here comes a Dreadnought for the Crydd. Sorcerer's still down, by the way. Oh, he's down in a whole other place now. Missed a lot of stuff that's happened on that west side, I feel like. Here's a Librarian for Wise Windu. Did the scouts kill him with a grenade or something? That was probably really cool. Dreadnought very slowly and steadily chasing the Noise Marines around. Might see a grenade here. There's the attempt. And it's pretty damn good. Gets the kill. Crydd might have just lost it right there. It's a triple cap. Got a Dreadnought to fight. Some Marines which are, yeah, probably quite leveled up by now. Very nearly level 4 and level 3. And a Librarian. Scouts run away. Dreadnought looks after the VP. Means he's close to the base to potentially get away from something. Yeah, put a little bit of pressure on here, Wise Windu, and you've got this. Just try and keep them pinned back. Here is the Chaos Dreadnought screaming already. You have the Mark of Khorne. More hit points, more melee damage, and can go into Blood Rage mode. There's their warp shifting out so they can get close without taking damage. Not very quick on their feet, are they? Some units just look slow from their animation, like Storm Boys and Sluggers and Bloodletters. Any war gear for you? You've got your Psychic Hood on the way. Scout Squad grabbing elite training to be sneaky with their grenades, I guess. Trying to bait the Bloodletters to come after them and stop capping, but it didn't work. So definitely seen the Dreadnought. And a missile launcher is on the way. 110 to 202. Crydd gets a cap back. Got a single right now. What is this? Those are the heretics. A little bit slow to engage there, Wise Windu. Got shook by the Dreadnought, I think. Didn't know quite how to approach it. Wanted the missile launcher first. But might have been able to maneuver around and kind of get the Bloodletters off the cap and then back away or something. Maybe it wasn't worth the risk though. Dreadnought got some good hits on those Assault Marines there. Are you level 4 yet? Not quite. Need a Heretic to fall over somewhere and they'll get it. Bloodletters. Oh, I thought they were going for the retreat chase there, but they retreated back because of the Dreadnought would mess them up. Triple cap now for the Crydd. I thought it was all over. The Chaos Dreadnought was a good choice. There's Dark Flames. Scouts dodge it mostly. They're kind of on fire. There's Blood Rage. Did the Chaos Dreadnought get set on fire too? It's fun. Circle of Summoning. What's that debuff the Dreadnought has? Was it the fire? Sorcerer's back to his feet, but for how long? Gonna get chopped down by Assault Marines. Yes, Bloodletters, or a Bloodletter is there from the circle. Space Marine Dreadnought did take down the Blood Raging fella eventually, with the help of the missile launcher, I'm sure. Yeah, that must be GG. Lost a Sorcerer, lost a Dreadnought. Don't even have the chassis of it left. Oh, there it is. It was trying to escape. Missile launcher must have got it. I thought it was around here. But letters coming in. See how quickly they can kill level 4 Assault Marines. Holy crap. What level are you guys? Level 2. There's another Chaos Dreadnought. The Crydd fighting to the end here. Didn't like that, did you? A single Assault Marine is going to cap. I guess it's got the added security of a Space Marine Dreadnought here if those Bloodletters try anything. Librarian's going after him. Full health Bloodletters tear through a Librarian pretty well, I think. Only 3 models and half hit points on those guys. Single cap for Wise Windu. There's some Tzeentchian worship to heal those fellas up. They got it. Triple cap for Wise Windu. Sorcerer is back to his feet again. Almost level 3. Did he get any war gear? Yeah. Melter gun for the Tech Marine. Did he hit the Dreadnought with it? He's not capping there. Gonna go and put some pressure on his VP, I think. Scouts have done well on this west side. Here comes the drop pod. And it is Marines. Of course it is. And now those scouts are reinforcing off it. He can lock down that VP, but can they hold the contested for a triple? Straight away trying to tie up that missile launcher. Space Marine Dreadnought is very low here. Gate of Infinity to get the Assault Marines into play. They can chuck their melter. There it is. Blood Rage is activated for more damage resistance and more speed, but you lose control of your Dreadnought. Yeah, Dark Flames does debuff the Dreadnought. There's the game. Wise Windu got it with a double cap at 17 VPs. The Crydd fought to the end. And look, it was on this VP here. It wasn't inconceivable that they could win. Just pretty unlikely at this point. Bloodletters were going for this too, just ran out of time. They were so close to getting the Space Marine Dreadnought down. I wonder if there were 5 more minutes, if they could get the Space Marine Dreadnought down. I mean, could Wise Windu have got another one? Potentially. Probably still would have lost. He had a level 2 Sorcerer, went down a few times. But it was all planned, I guess. And a level 6 Tech Marine. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next show.